Amaka and Felix had always been the perfect couple, until life started to pull them in different directions. Amaka had landed a promising job in a large company, working under a powerful boss, Mr. Kingsley. Felix, her loving husband, was working hard to provide for the family, but when he lost his job, the pressure grew. He couldn't tell her the full extent of his struggle. He didn't want to burden her. One day, while Felix was looking for a new job, he went to his friend Kingsley for help. Kingsley owned a large company and always had a way of pulling strings for his friends. But when he saw Amaka, he had a different idea. He smiled slyly and said, "Felix, the position I have is for your wife, not you." Felix, desperate to help his family, agreed without questioning Kingsley's motives. Little did he know, his life was about to spiral out of control. Amaka began to change. Her travels became more frequent, always claiming it was for work, always insisting she needed to earn more money to help her husband. But the truth was darker. She was having an affair with her boss, Mr. Kingsley. She'd spend days away from home, leaving her husband and twins at home, claiming it was for their future. Felix didn't understand why she seemed so distant, and the house grew quieter as she came home less often. Tony, noticing the neglect, confronted Amaka one day. "Why do you leave your husband and children behind, only to chase after your boss?" he asked. Amaka, full of anger, threw water at him. "Mind your business. Tony, you should be helping my husband get a job, not worrying about my life," she snapped. As Amaka's betrayal grew, so did her arrogance. She insulted her husband, made him wash a car, and belittled him. The tension in the house was thick. Her mother-in-law, Mama, began questioning her. What kind of a woman leaves her husband and twins for days? Are you even a wife? But Amaka didn't care. She had made her choice, and her choice was Mr. Kingsley. On her birthday, Mr. Kingsley surprised Amaka with an expensive gold wristwatch. "This is for the woman who is everything," he said, his eyes lingering on her. Amaka smiled, basking in his attention. "I'm sure your poor husband didn't even think to buy you something like this," he added. But just as she was admiring her gift, the door opened. Kate, a beautiful secretary, walked in. She had a smile on her face, but it quickly faded when she saw the tension. "Madam, your husband is waiting for you," she said. Amaka quickly stood up, irritated. "Tell him to leave the cake and wine, and don't disturb me while I'm at work," she snapped. As Amaka walked into her husband's arms, she barely acknowledged him. "Thank you," she said coldly, before turning back to her work. Felix stood there, heartbroken, as he realized that his wife had changed, and he no longer mattered. Later, Kate, who was Tony's sister, confided in her brother. "Tony, I've seen things that I don't think you'll believe. Amaka is sleeping with her boss, Mr. Kingsley." Tony, devastated, tried to brush it off. He didn't want to hurt his friend Felix, but the truth was too painful. He stayed silent, deciding that it wasn't his place to ruin a friendship. Days passed, and Amaka continued her affair with Mr. Kingsley. But when she told Felix she was traveling to Ghana, something inside Tony snapped. He had enough. "Who do you think you are, Amaka?" he said, grabbing her by the arm. "I'm your husband, and I won't let you disrespect me anymore." Amaka laughed in his face. "You think you can stop me? I'm leaving, and there's nothing you can do." Felix, heartbroken, knelt before her, begging her to stay. But Amaka packed her things and walked out, leaving him alone with the twins. Months later, Felix found a job, but he couldn't stop thinking about the betrayal. One day, while submitting his CV at a hotel, he saw Amaka again, this time with Mr. Kingsley. He felt the sting of betrayal all over again. "You'll regret this, Amaka," Tony said coldly. Amaka laughed bitterly. "Regret what? Poverty? No one cares about your miserable life." Felix went home that night, drowning his sorrows in alcohol. Tony, however, encouraged him to keep fighting. "You'll rise again. Don't let her break you." Felix took the advice to heart. He got back on his feet and eventually found a job that paid well. But Amaka's life had only gotten worse. Mr. Kingsley, who had promised her the world, began bringing other women to the office, making it clear he had no intention of staying faithful. When Amaka confronted him, he laughed. "Did I marry you?" 3 months later, Felix got a new job. He went straight to Amaka's office. When Amaka saw him, she was full of surprise. Kingsley looked in surprise too. He smiled and said, "I have come to carry my woman." Amaka smiled and said, "Baby, I've always loved you." He walked past her, went straight to Kate and kissed her. Kate has been supportive and also helping him to look for work and taking care of his twins. Amaka realized that a pursuit of luxury and power had left her empty inside. She had lost her family, her dignity, and the love of a good man. She was left with nothing but regret. Moral of the story: sometimes, chasing after what seems like the perfect life can lead you to lose the only thing that truly matters: love and family. In the end, it's not the wealth or power that defines us, but the people who stand by our side. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more interesting stories.